Hello and welcome back to Lifelong Fitness, where we help you navigate your 40s and beyond.
So I wanted to record a very quick podcast today because we've been seeing a lot of sudden increase in the amount of diet pills and things of that nature being advertised on TV. I saw loads. I very rarely actually watch that much TV, but I saw a sudden increase, I'm sure, of diet pills particularly being advertised. And have you seen the same?
It is. I mean, it's the time of year, isn't it? January time. There's a lot of diets and diet pills and
It is the time of year, but I don't remember that many pills.
No, certainly this time last year there wasn't as many pills. It was more, the whole weight loss clubs or whatever, diets basically, as opposed to now, like you say, it is more take these pills, lose some weight kind of advertising.
I mean, there was one I saw, XLS Medical Fat Binder I saw. I can't remember the names of the others, but there was quite a few different sorts, and they all, pretty much all of them, promised some ridiculously fantastic results.
Just by taking the pills?
Just by taking the pills. Although, I was going to comment on this a little bit later, but all of them seem to have to say, as long as you take them along with a sensible balanced diet and exercise program.
Who are they, first things, because I've not looked into these as much as you have, but who are they directing at? Specifically, is it people with 5 stone to lose, 2 stone?
It's hard to tell, really. No, they're not. They're not really looking at people with large amounts of weight to lose. And the reason I know that is by the type of people they use in the advertising in the adverts. Obviously, if they were targeting people that had larger amounts of weight to lose, then they'd use people with that amount of weight to lose in that advertising. But they tend not to be. They tend to be looking actually at people who really don't have enormous amounts of weight to lose. So it's coming across to me as there really are, there's a real increase in the numbers of these types of things around, and they're making some really, really audacious claims.
And they want to this year, and they're looking for the answer. And there's so much, like you say, they spend so much money on TV advertising.
I mean, everyone wants to believe it, don't they?
Yeah, they want to believe that you can take a pill and lose body fat, or this way they say lose weight. Because it's easy, and that's what they say has happened with societies. We're looking for the quicker, easier option, hence why there's lots of drive-thrus, drive-through coffee shops, drive-through food places, drive-through cash. Well, I mean, look at America, there's a lot more, and obviously UK tends to head towards the same way. Drive-through cash points, drive-through booze. I think there's drive-through beer and alcohol pickups, like you can shops.
Well, I mean, that's in America, but you can definitely see an increase of that type of thing. Coffee shops, I mean, there's quite a few drive-through coffee shops being opened up around in Bedford, Milton Keynes, and different places like that.
I
saw one in Northampton. Yeah, I saw one in Northampton as well, and that's besides all the McDonald's and things that are just automatically drive-through. So, yeah, they're looking at people that are more vulnerable to these big, audacious claims and I think half the problem is that people think that if it's on TV or in the newspaper, then it must be true. That it almost like they have to go through some sort of rigorous testing to make these claims. But unfortunately, with the food industry, with the drug industry...
The drug industry is a massively interesting one because I read an article, is it Pfizer or one of the, obviously they're multi-million, billion-pound companies. I think, they put aside, is it 1 billion or some ridiculous amount of money just for lawsuits? They put it aside
for when it goes wrong.
Knowing that they're going to get sued for... Well, if they know they're going to get sued, they're obviously doing practices that aren't particularly correct or
ethical.
Yeah.
I
mean, I don't know many people or many businesses that put money aside knowing they're going to get found wrongdoing.
Yeah, that their product that they're selling is
not what it's doing what it's supposed to do.
And I think my issue with these pills is they really do lull people into a really big false sense of security. When I say security, I mean a false sense of what is actually feasible and right and proper for their body to go through. I mean, most people, when they think intellectually, realise that to take a pill 3 times a day shouldn't or can't particularly be the right way for your body to actually become healthier. And I think that's one mistake that people make, is that when they're looking to lose weight, they are looking to lose weight, but they're ultimately looking to become healthier. and that's half the a lot of the reason to actually become to lose weight is to become healthier, because at the end of the day, the only thing, and I mean there's quite a few famous quotes, but literally the most important thing is health. There is nothing more important to our lives than health. Money's not as important. Our relationships aren't as important, because you can't have good relationships without your health. Or you can't have as fulfilling relationships without your health. All these different things are dictated to by your health. So when you're looking to actually use a quick diet pill to lose fat, and often the only way that these things can work is to actually do something that your body is not physiologically designed to do. So for example, there's the fat binding pills, the ones that bind and take out, basically stop you absorbing fat. And obviously these have some, one of the things you want to do is look at the side effects of some of these things. They obviously have some quite disgusting side effects, the fat binding type of pills.
Yeah, I know, I've seen.
But then that comes down to people's miseducation when they're being told that fat is ultimately bad for you. And when I say fat, I'm talking about, the problem with these pills, they don't distinguish between fat from healthy sources such as olive oil or coconut or avocado, or fat from a McDonald's hamburger. So they'll do the same thing to that fat in your body.
So ultimately, you're going to be lacking nutrients, or the good nutrients. It might, if you eat to be fair, if you eat a terrible diet, then it might take out some of the bad, the saturated fat.
But you're going to be unhealthy no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's why they have the caveat of as long as you eat a balanced, healthy diet. I mean, looking into some of them, they contain some decent things, but they're just pretty obvious things like fibre. They're saying that the reason they work is because they contain fibre. You get fibre by eating lots of green vegetables. The key and the point is that most people should fix their nutrition. They should fix what they believe or what they know is a healthy, balanced diet, because being told to eat one doesn't mean that you necessarily know what one is.
So let's just define that. A healthy, balanced diet, what you would say would be lots of good quality lean protein, fish, and meat sources of protein.
Good quality meat sources.
Yeah, good quality grass-fed, ideally, and organic, ideally. And then lots of green, leafy vegetables, again, organic if possible, or as the best quality you can get. And then some good quality fat as well. So olive oil, coconut, avocado, and some nuts. And if you're eating those types of foods, you really can't go wrong. And the great thing about your body is your body's designed to eat those types of foods. So a lot of sudden in the mainstream media has become a lot of talk about paleo recently, paleo food, paleo diets, and different sorts of paleo eating. And that's been around for an awfully long time, but it just become, I think it's when the Daily Mail online,
the Daily Mail, when it picks it up 2 years down the line.
When dailymail.co.uk, isn't it? That's the site that is the biggest site in the world or something, I think.
Yeah,
but basically, when it goes on there, it seems to suddenly become true. But actually, it's been the case for a long time. And eating a paleo fashion is very, very good for you. Your body's naturally designed to eat like that. And you'll find, and this is one of the interesting things, and people tend not to spend the time to do it, but for example, when you're eating, imagine you're eating your normal type of foods, and then you're taking your pills, and explain how you feel health-wise. Do you feel energetic? Do you feel ready to take on the world? And then try a week or two of eating a paleo style of food, naturally occurring foods, and then see your energy levels. And don't necessarily just judge your progress on the weight on the scale or things like that, and the quick fix type of losing 2 stone in 2 days type of thing, but actually think about how healthy you feel and how energetic you feel. Because the problem with it is that if your energy levels aren't great, you're not going to be increasing your exercise, you're not going to be doing more, you're not going to be able to be more active. Whereas when you're actually focusing on health to be able to lose fat, you're going to find you're a lot more energetic. You're able to take the stairs because you're not tired. Because losing weight doesn't always equate to health. That's the important thing to note. And I think people are misinformed when they think that just by losing weight they will become healthier. Because if you're losing weight in an unhealthy fashion by taking short fix diet pills or things that your body are not naturally made to actually absorb and take, then you're not going to become healthier. So your body's mechanisms are not going to function better, which means you're not going to be able to maintain that fat loss and continue to lose that fat. Whereas if you're focusing on becoming healthier, eating foods that this is one analogy I was using with a lady a week or two ago. I was saying there's foods that give you life and foods that take away life. And because the conversation started on smoking, I think, and she was saying how she can't understand smoking and things like that. And I was saying, well, I see it the same way with food, because there are foods that basically will give you nutrition that actually allow you to live a healthier life and will extend your life. Green vegetables, good quality protein sources, things like that. They are foods that give you life. And then things like McDonald's hamburgers and different things, processed types of foods, they actually take life away, because they are well known now to be causes of disease and obesity, and they're anti-nutrients. They take away life. So I kind of look at it now. People might think that that's quite an extreme look, but I think sometimes we need those sorts of analogies to be able to understand that you basically have foods that will give you life and extend your life, and foods that take it away.
Also, a side note of all these diet pills and you can batch other diets into them as well, is that a lot of the people that are advertised to have lost lots of weight are kind of treated a bit like pigs going to slaughter, or cows going to slaughter, in that they specifically get the celebrities, and they're not normally A-list celebrities, are they, to be fair? They're normally D-list, to put on weight to then lose it. There was a case just recently, Chantel or something, actually my girlfriend pointed it out to me, but it's quite documented, that she was asked to put on 30 pounds before she was endorsing, can't remember what diet it was, but I think it was one of the mainstream ones, to then lose it. Unfortunately, she never actually lost it, because she basically clearly didn't want to. Maybe she got into the cycle of eating bad food, as you know, it plays with your brain, your neurotransmitters, your brain function.
Well, besides the point that it will also mess around with your metabolism, which is one of the things we should mention that these diet pills don't do, which is actually improve and make your metabolism better. They don't actually upregulate. They basically don't make it faster. So in the long run, you're not going to be able to continue or maintain that weight loss, because you're effectively cheating your body into losing weight.
So, in a nutshell, basically it's another fad.
And I think everyone needs to be given the education that it's very important now to focus on foods that give you life and foods that are going to aid you in your health, because a healthy body actually will not be overweight. A healthy body will be lean and toned as well. So by focusing on health, you're actually going to be able to lose more weight in the long run. You're actually going to be able to maintain that weight loss, and you're going to be feeling a lot better. You're obviously going to be taking foods that give you life rather than foods that take life away.
Thank you so much once again for joining us on the Lifelong Fitness podcast. Hopefully you found some value in today's episode. If you would like to continue the conversation, please do follow us on social media. We are Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, almost anywhere you can think of at the DVCC. Hope to see you there soon.